This is The Struggle with Kit Mann.
All right. Is this thing on? Is this thing working? Are we back? This is The Struggle. My name is Kit Mann, and I hope that you enjoyed the whole series that we did on fasting, and I hope you're still with us. We had a little bit of a technical issue with our website. I know a lot about a lot, and I hate it when IT guys talk down to me. I hate it. Like, it makes me want to just walk away because I know just as much about it as you do. Can't we come together and learn to solve problems together? Why do some people have to act like they have all the answers when really they don't? And don't talk to me as if it's my fault. Just say, we don't know what's going on. We're trying to fix it. Please bear with us. That's all you got to say. Okay, that's enough of my rant. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Please like and subscribe wherever it is on the thing. And join us on fitbodyspace.com. If you put in the wwws, you'll probably get there faster. These guys can't figure it out. I don't know. Fitbodyspace.com. What is it? It's like a little mini social network for people that are trying to get in shape and lose weight and reach their fitness goals and reach their whatever goals. Whatever you are, struggling with. If you're getting your podcast, if you're getting the audio version only, we are on Apple, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Podchaser, Deezer, and all the others. We're everywhere. Not too tough to find us. Today, we are going to talk about keto. Now, the last time we chatted, when we wrapped up the 4-day fast, I said if you would like us to experience something else and pass along what we learn along the way, send an email and we will, or DM us or something, and we will we'll pick one out. And overwhelming, the response was keto. Do keto, tell us about keto, explain how keto works. Some people are like, I tried keto and I lost 700 pounds in 2 days. And other people were like, I did keto for 6 months and lost a pound. Like, so we said, all right, let's jump in and let's do keto for, let's do it for a month and pass along whatever information we find out. So if you don't know what keto is, if you're new to figuring out diet and exercise plans, if you're new to food lifestyle changes, keto is incredibly popular. If you go back in time, back into the late 90s and early 2000s, everybody was trying Atkins, the Atkins diet. And the Atkins diet basically said, find all the meat you can and eat it. Don't eat anything else. Just find all the meat and eat all of it. Is that an animal over there? Go eat it. Whatever animal happens to be walking by, eat it. That's what Atkins was. And then that went away because people were start dropping dead of heart attacks and stuff because you can't do that. And now Atkins is modified and they got all these modifications. They still call themselves the Atkins diet, but it's way different than it was when it first came along. I guess it probably works. A lot of people do it, but I don't know if a lot of people do it just because of the name or if it actually works. And maybe we'll try that one. I doubt it, but maybe we will. So keto is kind of like a natural progression of that. Let me just run down the basic keto rules for you. And then we'll tell you a little bit about, we started it a week ago. All right. So we'll run down the basic keto rules, and then we'll start talking a little bit about my experience so far, my wife's experience so far, and things that we want to bring up on this particular episode of The Struggle. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out all the carbs. Now, that is a little tricky because you want to come in at under 25 net carbs per day. Now, my very first question was, hey, yo, dog, what's a net carb? I know what a carb is. What's a net carb? All right. A net carb is however many carbs you have minus the fiber. Okay, so let's say you have a biscuit that's 31 grams of carbs, but it's also got 5 grams of fiber in it. So that would be 26 net carbs. Okay, now the lesson here is you don't get to eat fucking biscuits. Okay, that's too many carbs, even with the net number. You don't eat biscuits. So cut out the carbs. Now, second is you eat high quality protein. Now, this protein can come from any source you like. It doesn't have to be eating whatever animal happens to be walking by. Lean meats, beans, there are all kinds of sources of protein out there. Do the research. We'll get into it here in a little while, but that's it. Go heavy on the fats. Now, you may say to yourself, but Kit, I'm trying not to be fat. Why would I eat fat if I'm trying not to be fat? The science has proved it's not the 1980s anymore, okay? The science has proved that you need fats in your diet in order to lose body fat. They are two different things. The fats that you consume, the oils that you consume, are two different things from the gross, disgusting, subcutaneous body fat that you're walking around with, jiggling all over the place like a bowl of jelly when you go up and down the stairs. Number 4, hydrate. Drink lots of water. That's important in every diet, but it's especially important when you do keto. Stick to simple beverages. Okay? What I mean by that is coffee. If you would like to have half and half, that's totally fine. Dairy is allowed on the keto diet. If you'd like whiskey, that's totally fine. Whiskey is allowed on the keto. Anyway, we'll get into that too in just a few minutes. Simple beverages. The simpler, the better. Water, coffee, tea. Stay away from soft drinks. Stay away from sodas. Stay away from alcohol like beer. We'll get into wine and hard liquor in a few minutes, but basically you want to stay away from it, okay? Avoid starchy vegetables. I'm not going to get into every starchy vegetable under the sun because there's so many of them, but let's just say potatoes. No potatoes. Okay, starchy vegetables. Avoid starchy fruits. Stay away from them. And keep your food consumption into an 8-hour window. Noon to 8, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., you get it. You're a smart person. If you weren't smart, you wouldn't be watching this or listening to this. You're smart. You understand what 8 hours is. Okay? You can do math. You're not adult. Now, I can tell you all the stuff not to eat, but let me just make it simple for you. Here's the stuff to eat, okay? Meat and eggs, right? Beef, high-quality beef, nothing gross. Some pork, most pork you can eat. Turkey, chicken, eggs, tuna, sardines, salmon, you get it. As I said, you're smart. Fruits and vegetables, especially the following 8 fruits and vegetables. Let me lay this on you. These 8 are the staples of keto vegetables. Avocado, bell peppers, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, spinach, zucchini. Those are your big 8. Most vegetables are completely allowed. Pay attention to what you're stuffing in, but most vegetables are fine. The only fruit you want to be dealing with, though, is usually just berries, okay? Berries, because of the low-carb, high-fiber content, you want to stay away from bananas and things that have a lot of high sugar content in them. All right. Dairy is allowed. Cheese is fine. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, butter, cream, sour cream, all that. You can eat it. There's no carbs in that. Olive oil is good. Nuts and seeds are good, but you got to be careful because a lot of those are very high carbs, so be careful which ones you eat. Plant-based milk is fine. If you're an oat milk person, you don't like dairy, you want oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, etc. Totally cool. Alternative flours really help you do some cooking and baking and things without getting that high carb content of white flour. Almond flour is what you're looking for, stuff like that, okay? And, of course, unsweetened coffee and tea. Now, let's get into foods that are, negatory good buddy. Fruits, for the most part, except berries, okay? Nuh-uh. Grains, too many carbs in the grains, okay? Now, this is where a lot of keto people will get into an argument because earlier I said beans, right? Some people on keto say no beans because the carb content's too high. Other people say yes beans because it's the protein and the fiber offset the amount of carbs you're going to get. I'm not buying that particular thing. All right. Sugars and sweet treats are out. Alcohol should be out for the most part, and we'll tell you about alcohol in just a second. Condiments should be out for the most part unless they are zero-carb condiments like mustard. Okay? Stuff like that. You are going to want salt, believe it or not a ton of it, but you're going to want some because as your body gets into ketosis, you can have some salt and sodium imbalance issues, so you are going to want to do that. Go to the Google machine and just put in, Keto 101, right? The Keto Diet 101, and it'll give you all the details for what you should and should not do. That's not the purpose of this particular podcast today, is not to tell you how to do keto. There's plenty of keto podcasts out there for that. I'm here to tell you what my experience with keto has been and some things that I have learned in just the 1 week of doing keto. Now, if you were here for the other episodes, and by the way, if you've ever considered fasting, go listen or watch the previous episodes about fasting. And we did a 4-day fast, and we've got a lot of good information there for you. Now, when I finished up the fast, I had lost about 9.5 pounds in 4 days. Within 2 days, I had put 4 pounds of that back on. Because it was water weight, right? And I was no longer fasting. My body readjusted. So totally, I lost 5 pounds in 4 days. I'm good with that. I can live with that. That wasn't why we did the fast. We did the fast for other reasons like the zombie cells and stuff that you'll learn about if you go watch those videos or listen to those podcast episodes. The keto thing, I have to tell you, I find it to be incredibly easy. The hardest thing is the sweets and no beer. And I don't mean beer in particular. I just mean the alcohol issues. Not that I'm a raging drunk or anything, but I live in Central Oregon. There are something like 105 micro brews, craft breweries in the state of Oregon. There are 30 of them within 40 miles of my house. That's where we go out to eat. That's where there's so many of them here. You find it hard not to drink beer here. Well, this is the beer capital. It's Beervana. All right. So no beer. If you are going to say, I just can't, the struggle is real. I can't switch to keto and stop drinking at the same time. It's too much. Can't do it. This is your friend right here. Not to advertise for these guys because they're not giving me no dough. This is your buddy. This is your pal, Michelob Ultra. Why? Because look what it says right here at the top. 2.6 carbs. See it? 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It says that right there. 2.6 carbs. This is another friend that you can have along for the ride. Mr. Whiskey. Mr. Whiskey likes to be drinky. Okay, it's not, I don't need keto Nazis coming here and saying, you can't have alcohol with keto, fucker. I don't need that. I'm telling you, if you can't stop alcohol and switch your food diet all at once, I get it, man. One time I tried to stop everything. I stopped everything. We stopped smoking a long time ago, but drinking alcohol, eating sweets, no more energy drinks. Let's get off the caffeine. I did everything all at the same time. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. It was stupid to do that. Why was it stupid to do that? Because you can't do that. That's why. It was too much. So if stopping alcohol and stopping all of the other stuff, the carbs and the sweets and everything, but you want to try keto really bad, look, don't be a nutbag about it. Don't drink 8 of these. Have 1. Don't pound 2 bottles of this. Have a sip. Have a little Johnny Walker. Johnny likes to come along for the ride too. Don't beat yourself up about it. The struggle is real. Don't make the struggle harder by struggling with too many things. I used to be in the fight business, in the gym business, right? We talked about that. Look, like fighting guys is not easy. Getting punched in the face sucks. But you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather fight 1 guy than 2 guys. Don't struggle with what you don't need to struggle with. After you do keto for a few months, then if you decide you want to quit drinking, then do it. Because then your body is adjusted, you figured shit out, you're doing your thing. But if you feel like you need a drink on the keto, Michelob Ultra, Whiskey Bo Bisky, Banana Fanafo Fisky, also vodka. My wife would be, she would get on me if I was remiss and did not mention vodka. Vodka's okay. If you drink the alcohol, don't send the keto Nazis after me that say you can't have alcohol with keto. Yes, you can. Just a little teeny bit to help you get through. All right, here's what we've experienced so far. Let's see, we are on day 6 of keto. After 6 days, I'm down 3 more pounds. So 3 pounds down on keto. I have found it incredibly easy to do. I like the fact that I don't have to sit here and sweat bullets because I ate a piece of fucking cheese. Oh, God, he ate cheese. What are we going to do? Like if you're on a program that tells you that dairy is bad, I agree that dairy is bad for the most part. Dairy is not something you should be putting into your body a lot of, except for delicious, delicious cheese. Because it's good and I like it. I like the fact that I can have a slice of cheese without feeling like I've just committed some deadly sin that is I'm going to be smited. Smited? Smote. I like the fact that it's easy to meal plan, because basically your meal plan says get some meat, have some vegetables that are good for you, and call it a day. That's pretty much how we should be eating anyway, is my guess. Can you do keto and be a vegetarian? Yup, you sure can. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because I'm not the expert. I'm learning along with you guys. But I can tell you that there are millions of people out there that have been very successful doing keto, but doing it in a vegetarian way. Totally cool. I wish I could do it. I think if I could have one wish in the world that a genie could, not one wish in the world because that would be $20 trillion. But as far as food goes, I kind of wish a genie could just snap his fingers and say, you're a vegetarian. You've always been a vegetarian and you don't struggle not being a vegetarian. Like, I kind of want to be a vegetarian, but I can't. I find it so hard to do. Because I do it for like 2 weeks and then all of a sudden I just fall back and then the bottom falls out and I just fall through the fucking floor. Now, there are a few things that we do struggle with so far. One of those is these guys right here, that drinking, right? But we've been okay. We've been good. Everything's been fine. The sweets has been hard, especially because I'm recording this to you on Christmas Eve. And we've got the Christmas holiday is all about sweets. It's in the songs. The sugar plums and the candy canes and whatnot and the pudding, pies and such. So we're struggling with the sweets. Now, we've found some sweeteners that are pretty good. I don't like stevia. I think stevia sucks. I fucking hate it. Monk fruit sweetener is surprisingly good. We've been using that in our coffee in the morning. We found one that's called RX Nutritious Sugar. I don't know. The carbs are too high. It says it's keto friendly on it, but I don't know. It's not sweet enough for me. Like, it comes in a little tub about yo big. And that little tub about yo big is $9. Now, if it was really sweet and totally replaced sugar, then I could relate. I could use that in my coffee or whatever. I don't know. It just feels like $9 for a thing like this that doesn't get the job done. You know, I'll pay whatever if something gets the job done. But if it sucks or if it's just mediocre, I don't like paying for it. And this is just kind of mediocre. That RX Nutritious Sugar is what it's called. It's like a fake plant-based sugar. I don't know. It's all right. But I didn't like it. So the sweet stuff is where we have struggled. Because a lot of the times when you think you're craving sweets, what you're actually craving is carbs. How many times have you thought to yourself, God, I'm so hungry, I just wish I could have a sandwich? Right? You're not craving the crap in the middle. You're not craving the ham and the whatnot in the middle. You're craving the bread. That's what your body is like. You know what would be good? Bread. That would be good. So it's your body's craving carbs most of the time when you think it's craving sweets. So it's a lot of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. So stop with the sugar, right? You got to get off that anyway. We'll do a whole thing about sugar one of these days, and you're going to freak when you hear some stuff about sugar that I happen to know. Now, the other thing that we have kind of made a point to make a point about is tracking. Get yourself a good keto tracking app. We got one called Carb Manager. The free version is pretty good. It's got a little few limitations, but they have a free version. The regular version is, I don't know, $39 a year or something, which may be cost prohibitive for a lot of people. I went ahead and paid for the paid version just so I could tell you whether it was worth it or not. I think it is. And the reason I think it is because it's got something like 7,000 keto recipes in it. Now, I've tried a couple of them. Most of them are real good. Some of them are okay. But, there's not anything on there that totally sucks. So I don't mind paying the $40 a year. It breaks down to whatever that is, $3.50 a month. I can live with that. But get yourself a keto app so that you can track your carbs, because what we have found and what most people are going to find is that you eat way, way, way more carbs than you think you do. When you have to limit yourself to 29 to 35 carbs a day, that is way less than you think it is. Okay, because this whole net carb thing, that reminds me. Let me digress for 1 second. Another way to really help with the net carb thing is to get yourself some psyllium husk. P-S-Y-L-L-I-U-M. Psyllium husk. P-S-Y. Yeah. Get yourself some psyllium husk. I choke down the full husks. It's like drinking Jell-O, except thin. It's like drinking thin, grainy Jell-O. That sounds appetizing, doesn't it? Look, I'm not going to tell you it's good, but it's good for you. My wife takes the little capsules because she can't she can't get she can't get into it. She doesn't like it. But the psyllium husk, 2 tablespoons of that is like 11 grams of fiber. So that's 11 grams off of whatever carbs you have. So I can technically have like 45 grams of carbs today because I'm slashing 11 of those suckers right off. And then when you look at the label on things, especially if it says keto friendly on the top, it will tell you it's got, 6 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fiber. So that's 4 net carbs. You get it. Sugar alcohols also play into this too. Because we found like these really great, they're not great, these really good, these really okay keto crackers. They give you the crisp, that snap of the cracker, and you put some cheese on it or little hams or whatever. And that works. We found these ones, and on it tells you on the little label on the back, it's got, 18 grams of carbs, but it's got 5 grams of fiber and then 2 sugar alcohols. So that makes 11 grams of carbs. Net carbs. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, we are on day 5 or 6 or whatever this is. I'm just going to tell you in the next episode how much weight I've lost and whether it's been easy or not. That whole thing that I did with the fasting, trying to keep track of the day and the episodes and all that, not bad. I'm not doing that this time. It is what it is, kids. Like, it's been 5 days. Let's just call it 5 days, even though it might have been 6. I'm not sure. Let's call it 5 days. And then on the next episode, which will come after Christmas, I'll probably do it, right before New Year's. We'll tell you, now I've lost 5 more pounds or 3 more pounds or whatever it is, and I'll give you some more stuff that we've gone through. All right? So that's going to wrap up this episode of The Struggle. Please like and subscribe if you are on YouTube, and if you are listening on Apple or iHeartRadio or TuneIn or Amazon Music or Spotify or Google Podcasts or Deezer or Podchaser or Podcasts or any of the other platforms, please do whatever they want you to do in order to tell people that you think we're moderately okay, whether that's like a like or a heart or a thumbs up or a check mark or whatever. Every one of them's got something different. Please just like, and because the more subscribers we have, the easier it is it for us to keep going. And join us on fitbodyspace.com. It's a social media network where we don't allow any politics. We don't allow any religious stuff. We don't allow any nonsense. We don't allow people to treat each other like crap. And we don't allow people to shit post. It is simply about exercise, fitness, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Stuff, supportive. All people are welcome. Nobody is shamed. fitbodyspace.com. It's been slow building. There's not a lot of people shown up so far, and I apologize for the people that did show up and the stupid thing didn't work. That's not my fault. That's the fucking IT guy's fault that refuses to listen to what I'm telling him. Thanks for joining us on The Struggle. My name is Kip Mann. I'll talk to you next time. Have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy, merry, joyous holiday season, whatever you celebrate. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you say Merry Christmas to me, even though I'm not a Christian. Bye.
This is The Struggle with Kit Man.